Go ahead and call the meeting to order. Let's stand, state the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes. Ryan.
Yes.
Mike.
Yes.
I need a motion to approve the board meeting minutes, the executive session minutes, finance report, and pay bills.
So moved.
Bob.
Yes.
Scott.
Yes.
Virgil.
Yes.
Vanessa. Yes. Ryan.
Yes.
Mike.
Yes.
I want to disperse with the agenda that we have right now. I'd like to welcome Mary Catherine Robertson.
Longo.
Who?
I said Longo. Roberson.
Robeson.
Yes.
Robeson.
Roberson. Mary
Anyway,
Catherine's
she's
fine.
a representative of U.S. Congresswoman Robin Kelly's office.
Sure. So yes, as he stated, my name is Mary Catherine. I'm a Danville native, and I'm currently serving as Congresswoman Kelly's field representative out of her Danville office. So what we're finding is the more we're getting out in the community, not everybody is aware that we redistricted, and so we just want to make sure that we're going to all the village boards and letting everybody know that our office is here. This last year, the Congresswoman's district doubled in size, and so she now goes from the southern suburbs of Chicago all the way to Westville. And so with that increased territory is the reason that she opened up that Danville office, to make sure that we would have, that we would have eyes and ears in the southern part of the district. I know there was concern, and she knew there was concern when she was elected to this part of the state, that the northern part of the state might take a lot of the energy of her time. And so she has a full-time person down here in Danville. I'm a born and raised Danville native, Vermilion County native. And so the issues of this area are different from what we see up north. And so we want to make sure that we had eyes and ears on the ground to voice that to her. And just a little bit about her background. She's been a congressperson since 2013. So although she's new to our area, she is not new to Congress. She previously served as an Illinois state representative, as chief of staff to the treasurer Alexi Giuliani, and also as the chief administrative officer for Cook County prior to becoming our congressperson. And in the time that she's been here, you know, we spoke a little bit just earlier about a mayor roundtable that she had earlier this year. So she's met with some of her new mayors, and we plan to do that annually. I think one of the kind of biggest changes also about her being our congressperson is that she participates in the community project funding. We formally refer to it as earmarks, which allows for congressional funding to get back into the 2nd congressional district. And it's, you know, kind of free of charge for the constituents. And so this year alone, Danville and Rantoul were both submitted for funding that otherwise they might, you know, may not have been submitted for. So although the 2024 money is allocated, we will be starting the process for 2025. So if there are large expenses, you know, we're talking $500,000, $800,000, $1 million and more, that the village or the city, you know, is looking, you know, it's a good idea to start thinking about it now, and I can get that information sent out so that when it comes, we have our staff in DC that oversees that project. But just again, to make sure that we're getting those resources allocated right back into the district. That's a priority of the Congresswoman's. We also recently, she was in town, we presented a check to the Danville Fire Department for $225,000 from FEMA. Our office has a grant specialist. So if there is a project, you know, in the in-between time before that community project funding, you know, we've had people reach out about funding for sidewalks, you know, funding for just about everything. But our grant specialist, although we can't write those grants, we can write letters of support, and she can also keep an eye and ear to the street about what funding may be available and how it may line up with what you may need. I wanted to also share, we have a lot of my day-to-day work is in casework, and so we help navigate federal agencies for constituents. So Social Security, IRS, people who need help getting their passports, a lot of that bureaucratic stuff that can be really frustrating, and especially for people who may not be technologically savvy or people who may not know where to go. And so just want to definitely let you all know, to let your constituents know and our constituents know that we're a phone call away and right down the road, and that Danville office is really convenient. for people who may not know how to scan and fax and all the, electronic ways to drop off paperwork. I'm literally right on Gilbert Street in Danville, easy to drop off documentation, stop and ask questions, and really have that direct contact from the Congresswoman, 5 days a week when she's not able to be here. I also keep an eye and an ear to outreach events. So we issued a proclamation at Westville's 150th birthday celebration this year. We celebrated with the Salvation Army of Vermilion County, their 135th. So if there are special events or proclamations or things, we can have that recognized and certified by the U.S. House of Representatives, and then we can deliver that. We like for the Congresswoman to be able to do that when she can and when she's available, but if not, I always say I'm the consolation prize. So there's a lot of times where she can't be here, but I'm always in the area to be able to do that for her. We also have mobile office hours, so we've been to White, we've been to Pontiac, we've been to Rantoul, just again, trying to just get out into the city halls and the new parts of the district so that people know that we're here and as a resource. And then also wanted to share for our youth, we have a congressional art competition every year. So if you've got high school students who are artists, the winner's art hangs in the DC Capitol for a year. And the student and their family gets flown out. And then the other second, third, and fourth place winners, their art hangs in the district office. So we have our district winner hanging in the Danville office. And we thought it was really important, especially for the things, like the art competition. And we also have a congressional youth cabinet, that we had a counterpart in the southern part of the state. So that we're not expecting kids from, this far downstate to get to Chicago for meetings or to meet. And so really all the programs that she has up north, we work to have a counterpart, where we will combine them also, but just so that the kids can have, have that direct contact down here in Danville. So the Congressional Youth Cabinet is really to get an ear, to hear from the kids about what they need and what they can use, what they would like for the Congresswoman to be doing in DC, for youth. And nobody can really speak to that better than they can. And so really trying to empower them to use their voices. And so that's for juniors and seniors. And so if you have any politically minded juniors and seniors, and just I always issue the caveat that although, everybody's elected to a party, once she's elected to the U.S. House of Representatives, we serve all of our constituents equally. So the services that we provide aren't, with regard to anyone's political party, or, you don't necessarily have to agree to be able to partake in those. So we just want to make sure that our kids all have those same access and opportunities. And then I mentioned the commendations and the certifications that we can provide. And then finally, in other services, we can provide tickets for tours. So if you were going to DC and you'd like to visit the Capitol, or if you'd like to visit the White House, our office can help coordinate some of those things. And so again, just wanted to take a few minutes of your time to let you know, one, that we're here right down the road in Danville on Gilbert, the services that we provide, and just to be a face that you recognize if there is something that you need to reach out for our office, that we're a phone call away. And so I definitely appreciate the time tonight. I do have some trifolds and some business cards that outline that information a little more in detail if there was a specific program that I mentioned that you'd like to know more information about. Also have my phone number and email if there was a situation you might want to discuss, specifically, or just follow up information. So like I said, just appreciate having the time to talk with you all tonight.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Sorry,
I'm sorry, no, you are, okay. I said Mary Catherine is enough, it's already 2 names, so you got Mary Catherine right. So
you're actually located across the street from the old Schroeder.
Yes, located across the street from the old Schroeder's, right on that main thoroughfare, so, just always a phone call away, or feel free to drop by. I just always let people know half of my job is outreach and the other half is in office, so sometimes it's best to just set up an appointment, because you may, like I was at DAC for half the day today, so if you would have tried to come and see me today, I wouldn't have been there. So just, but reach out definitely, because I'm always available to help.
I'm still waiting.
I got you, and I even emailed myself the note to make sure to follow up in the morning, so I won't forget. All right, well, thank you guys. Like I said, I'm gonna leave this information here. If any questions should arise, you'll have all my contact information. Sound good? All right, thank you. Thank you, especially Tiffany, for scheduling me. Thanks, Mayor. Everybody have a good night.
You too.
All right. Fire department, Dan.
Last month, we ran 57 calls, 3 structure fires, 31 medical. I have some announcements. I'll go right highlight, so it's around here all night. You guys can read the rest of Yeah, we put on 3 firefighters and 2 cadets in the last month.
Good.
We had our pancake breakfast on Saturday. We raised $2,600. I want to thank all the volunteers and tag members that helped us with that. Had a real good turnout. Had interaction with the community, heard several good things about the fire department. I want to acknowledge Sam Bernardi, tell the police officer we had a structure fire on King. He arrived early, he took a fire extinguisher in and knocked down the fire, helped us out immensely.
Great.
Got 148 man hours of training in the last month. Those are all on your computer. And I'm asking for a few things. We're asking for 3 60-minute Scott bottles. They're for our rip packs. What we have now are 30 and we need 60. What's used for is if a fireman goes down, we can take this to them so they can breathe so we can get it. So we need the larger capacity bottles.
Where 2 of you can bring one, right?
Yeah.
Basically, to be compliant, you're supposed to have a 60-minute bottle, we have 30-minute bottles. So we're gonna do that, but the other 30-minute bottles are gonna go to reserve, so if you have to switch them out, we'll need them on trucks, so we
Need a motion?
make a motion to buy the bottles.
Second.
I'll make a motion.
Must be able. Bob?
Yes.
Scott?
Yes.
Virgil?
Yes.
Vanessa? Yes. Brian?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
You need to make, you need to say the amount.
Oh. I'm just so used to everybody having it. I gotta start doing that, I gotta do that. The amount's $6,495. Go ahead, Dan.
But we're also asking for 3 sets of turnout gear. This is just the jacket and the pants. We do have helmets and boots, so we don't have to buy them. 3 sets at a cost of $9,600.
So these for the new firefighter?
Yes,
How much you say?
9,600. They're 3,200 apiece. They're up for each person.
It's only for
The
one.
quotes for one, so you have one.
Well, the reason I'm saying that is that for me to say what's on here is a long way from what he's saying.
I think he's adding them 2 together.
Yeah, just that.
Well, for the coat, lettering and all that, it was 3,200, correct?
Correct.
For one.
For one.
Yes, we need 3.
Need 3.
9,600.
Bob?
Yes.
Scott?
Yes.
Virgil?
Yeah.
Vanessa? Yes. Brian?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
And we're also asking for a pump can for the engine. That's where you can take it in and pump to do cleanup on a fire better than dragging a hose around. Makes it a lot easier. That's altogether $875.
I make a motion.
Second.
Bob?
Yes.
Scott?
Yes.
Virgil?
Yeah.
Vanessa? Yes. Brian? Yes. Mike?
Yes.
Go ahead, Dan.
And we're asking for new LED lights for engine 3. The ones that we have on it came with it originally. And it seems that just about every fire we go to, they use them, it blows them. They're the old halogen type. I wanted to replace them with these new LED lights that are much brighter. They're $1,599 for two.
Yeah.
Are you sure it's, replacing the light's gonna fix it? It's not an electrical issue or?
Yeah, the halogen lights are the problem.
So Mary, motion. I'll second.
Who made the first? Bob?
Yes.
Scott?
Yes.
Virgil?
Yeah.
Vanessa? Yes. Ryan?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
Good, Dave.
Okay, and the last thing, we like to donate our extrication tools, our old ones that we replaced to Lynch Fire Department that runs a lot of calls with us to help them out. They're older, we can't use them anymore, but it'd be good for them because they don't have anything right now. And then they come back, and they come help us with them.
Just the old hydraulic tape.
Yeah.
Any questions? Need a motion?
I'll second.
Bob?
Yes.
Scott?
Yes.
Virgil?
Yeah.
Vanessa? Yes. Ryan? Mike?
Yes.
Come on. All right. EMS, Bush.
Animal service had total 58 dispatches, 26 Tilton calls during the day, 10 at night, we covered all of those. 10 to Oakwood, we covered those. Each way other than Oakwood, 12, we covered all of those. Second out for Tilton, we covered both of those. Second out for another agency, we covered that. We did 12 transfers. Update on taking the unit back to Michigan. They had the problem fixed within 45 minutes, had a bad board in it. We brought it back that day. Not had any issues with it since then. That's the newest unit. Unit 1, the oldest unit, we had to put it, take it to Carnegie and have tires in front of it. The tire was worn and brake for bad, they had to replace the brakes, two rotors, and everything on that. So as of right now, cross my fingers, and I said this last meeting, we're looking pretty good on the animals. And we're not requesting to purchase anything this month.
Very good.
You know, because if it's medical.
Public Works, TJ.
Got some of the old signage on the G Street Bridge, changed out, had to do approaches on them a little better. Of course, everyone knows it is open now. Waiting on the plans to be finalized with that, so we get your street lighting taken care of up there. Just some action throughout town still. We've been working on the pole barn, getting the ceiling put up. We did get that complete today. The furnace will be arriving next week to be installed, so we get to keep going in that. Started putting Christmas lights up on the buildings ballpark for the Wonderland. This new street sweeper has arrived. We had some training on it. He's supposed to come back and do a little bit more training with us, but we know we can take it out and use it. Tables and chairs, the new ones, have been set up at the community center. All the old ones are in storage at the Public Works building. Found a couple more manholes that we raised. We had a sewer issue at 213 West 7th. Was a homeowner's problem. Other than that, I don't have nothing.
Very good.
Here's a question.
Go ahead, Mike.
Just had to think about, you know, as you're pulling out the, on the Atwood or Lincoln, where it's called right there, right at the bottom of the Baker Bridge, Lincoln, I think. You're gonna turn left to go up over the bridge. The crosswalk sign, it's harder than hell to see with that pole, the crosswalk sign right there. I'm sure it's legally has to be at a certain spot, but is that, can it be something that can be moved or?
Probably a Tom question.
Wish I was paying attention.
It's got electrical going to it, it's
Yeah.
got the flashing light on it, so that'd have to be all moved. Or you could.
I mean, it's just,
If you're going eastbound, down this overpass, you turn on the Atwood, pedestrian crossing sign right there.
Yeah.
If you're sitting on Atwood.
hard to see up the hill.
Hard to see up the hill. And don't know if there's a telephone pole right there beside it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just something. You know, see a truck coming down there pretty fast, pull out there, and all of a sudden it's like, oh shit. That's why I hate working.
Yeah.
Any more?
Pay attention.
Thanks, Tom.
Police department, Phil.
We had 270 calls for service for the month, 7 arrests were made, 9 PMTs. For the month, along with 38 citations were issued, 17 warnings. No ordinance warnings were given, however, we did issue 8 ordinance violations. We're starting, the step grant's going into effect tomorrow for approximately 10 days. Extra officers will be out enforcing traffic laws, occupant restraining and impaired driving. For the next couple of weeks, flock also installed now that the G Street Bridge is open. Our last camera's finally up and installed, was installed yesterday. We did take delivery of the cars last week, waiting for Ron Equipment to get an opening to schedule those and get in, start those. And surprisingly, body cameras come in after only 3 weeks when they go 3 months. So we're working with, Brian and I are working with Motorola, looking maybe planning hopefully around January or February to have those online without rushing into it. But we still have a year to get it done, so we're just gonna take our time, make sure all the programming is right, and everything now, this time. So, and not asking for any purchases this month.
See, there's words too in a row.
Three.
Any questions? Sewer department.
Progress is still moving forward on the sewer plant, and they started refurbishing a couple of the older lift stations. They've been working with KS, they've been finding some new structures and stuff out there that we never knew we had. We are asking to see about purchasing some GIA, GPS, locator for our GIS mount. So we can start plotting those things that they're finding, or back on map. The equipment total is $831 for the receiver and the hardware that goes with it. And then they got an annual plan for 2-foot accuracy, that we'd like to purchase. That's $445 a year.
Plus you can also sit there and get data time or air time for more refined, more in-depth.
Well, you
location.
can, you can also purchase that by monthly too. So if Tom's got a project and needs more accuracy, he can actually, for like $430, he can purchase a month of that half-inch accuracy. So.
Any questions?
I'll make a motion.
Scott, how do you guys say?
Okay. Second.
Bob?
Yes.
Scott?
Yes.
Jordan?
Yes.
Vanessa? Yes. Ryan?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
IT department, Brian.
I got the panel at Thomas Park, received it the other day, actually got it installed this morning with Chad. We had a bad section in one of the panels that was warranty, swapped it out. Police car is having a camera issue, got a replacement on the way to fix that. We got him temporarily going, so he's not having issues. Body cameras have arrived, like Bill said, we're gonna work on getting all that going. The new phone system you approved or deployed on the desks. Hopefully the go live date is supposed to be tentatively November 27th right now. That could change depending, like I said, they try to shoot for that the best they can. We're gonna get the hotspot and iPad for the new ambulance finished up. And the Zoom rooms that was approved is put on hold right now, because that system has actually been discontinued, so we'll have to do something else. That's all I got for now.
Technology.
Any questions? All right. City administrator.
Well, I mean, you can read my report. There's lots of meetings, lots of, talking with different people. Me and Chad yesterday met with FEMA. And we, had all the information together for the derecho storm that happened at the end of June. And, like I said, me and Chad met with FEMA. He answered a lot of the questions I couldn't. I answered the ones he couldn't. And hopefully they think we're gonna get about 35,000 back from all the damage. So thank you, Chad. You did a great job. Oh, yes. We got a quote for a new copier. This one will staple, it will hole punch, it will fold. It has bends, it's got, okay, this is the first thing we've asked for in a while. I know it might be costly, but, it's gonna make life a lot better.
I want the first statement document.
So.
Well, I sat in here one day and I watched poor old Cass run off a stack of papers that high. Right before lunch, she walked out and looked at Tiffany, said, "Can you help me staple all this?" So they divided it up. I thought, it's kind of silly. They got a copier that will staple. It will hole punch, it will fold so that she doesn't have to fold her stuff envelopes and all that. So that's one of the reasons why I told her good price.
No, I agree.
What are we gonna do?
Police department.
I think we're gonna do this, well, we're gonna have 2 extra, so we're just gonna have to figure out who's gonna get what.
We want to pay it.
Yes, they have to pay from their fund for the copier.
I need a motion for a new copier for $10,413.64.
I'll make a motion.
Oh,
Checking, he's got a fever.
yes.
Scott.
Yes.
Bergen.
Yeah.
Vanessa. Yes. Ryan.
Yes.
Mike.
Yes.
Thank you.
That's still, no, never mind. I'll make sure it's still on the service contract list.
Treasurer's report.
Our audit is officially over and everything went well.
That was an awful short report.
And she has some beautiful.
I got some pictures on there.
What's this?
What's, are we going on a trip or?
Already did.
That was the business trip.
That's the ballpark.
Right, you show and tell.
Is that back by the new sewer plant?
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to find the price of it right here.
It's down here, Billy.
Yeah, well, I started scrolling and everything flipped.
Okay,
Okay, here we go again. We'll try this again.
it's down. Got it. No,
For the record, the auditor said that, Cassie did a
this
great
bottom
job.
number, because it's for
What?
2,000 hours.
What you said?
Changes.
I need bifocal from my bifocal.
Make sure everybody knew that in case they were wondering.
We're gonna try this again. Altifer CAT renewal service agreement. 2,000 hours for $2,726.33. That includes a hydraulic oil change. And the oil change is recommended every 6,000 hours.
This is for 2,000 hours.
I'll make a motion.
I think Bob.
We bought that.
We bought it.
I couldn't remember which one.
Oh, that's for the lease.
We have a motion.
Oh.
Yeah, I got.
Oh,
I
no?
thought this one out.
Oh,
Going out there.
Bob.
Yes.
Scott.
Yes.
Virgil.
Yeah.
Vanessa. Yes. Ryan.
Yes.
Mike.
Yes.
yeah, just back in order here. There we go. Okay, there we go. Rick committee reports.
I got them on there. They're just not showing up.
Report of committees. Eddie?
Mike.
Well, community, events side of things, we've got Thanksgiving baskets, going out delivered Sunday, as part of that fire department too, Danielle. There's 7 of them. Christmas parade's December 2nd. Brian Scholl's been, working on that. There's probably 8 or 10 entries or so far. He's also working on a float. He's on a float in there. Senior dinner's on December 10th. Once you get your turkeys,
Yeah.
we haven't put them out there yet. On fire side, we ordered the uniform jackets and all that type of stuff. The team, this week. And probably gonna be November 30th morning. We're gonna get with, on the EMS side, with the architect. We're, gonna get the updated report on the, new builds. So I'm trying to get a cost-effective report, whether to build everything new versus, renovating the old station. So.
Brian, you got it?
Whatever, the,
Committee wise.
yeah, the police department stuff, committee wise will be handled later on.
Anybody else? Tom, the engineer's report.
Computer shut down.
Did you not charge your iPad?
It's
Tom?
charged.
that cookie?
Wasn't paying attention and fell asleep.
Gotta see.
The first item on there is, change order number 8 for Curry Construction. I wanted to kind of go over the numbers, you know, from what the bid was, where we're at, you know, as far as, total amount on that contract. I think I'm speaking for me and Chad that, you know, we got off to a rough start with Curry, but they've really done a great job since. They've got, an outstanding superintendent on the job. I think we probably got their amen on that. But, the bid was, $12,277,993. And, we had 7 change orders approved to date for a total amount of, $82,565.52. And probably about half of that is stuff that we added at the request of the village. So they've been really good and, you know, efficient. They haven't asked for hardly any changes. And that is less than a half, that's right around 0.5% of the bid, which is outstanding given the point we're at now. Something came to light, I'd say probably a month or so ago, regarding, inclusion of a gas and fire detection monitoring system. It's gotta be installed in the plant to make it safe for the, staff to operate in the environment where you got raw sewage coming in and potentially explosive gases and things of that nature. It's a health and safety issue. Curry indicated that there was some, miscommunication during the bidding between them as general contractor, an electrical subcontractor, and then what's called an integrator, which is a guy who does a lot of the programming to make all these things run and report data to a collection system. Anyway, that system got left out of the bid, and we believe the contractor's telling the truth. We took this to the committee. I don't know if Brian wants to put his 2 cents on it, Scotty.
Well, you pretty much said it. It's a safety and it's a big safety hazard for the guys and for the community. We need to know what's going on over there at the plant at all times. That's a good chunk of change, but unfortunately we have to have it. The plant cannot start without it, so we don't need any more things to cause this plant not to go, so.
And we can't do a startup without this system.
Yeah.
There's about $17,000 of additional electrical and just over $100,000 for like F.E. Moran to come in and they actually got to design the system and install it, do all the testing and all that. So the change order would be $119,732.80. And, that would increase or that would be about 1.6% over the bid amount for that change order.
Well, the fact of the matter is, if we don't approve this tonight, and the progress that we've made thus far, there's a big chunk of number to ask the contractor to eat. And if you wanted to talk about tying things up in litigation, you're gonna tie it up for a while, and we're just ultimately gonna be back to square one where we're at, and this plant's not gonna be operational. Yeah, we trusted the committee, I speak for Scotty on this one, is we spent some time deliberating back and forth, because, I mean, myself, I have a bunch of reservations of, the village eating that cost, but when you look at the bigger picture of the project as a whole, it's something that we're gonna need, and ultimately, if we want Chad, our goal is to get Chad in there and get that plant up and running on the new site. It's something we're gonna have to do, but we did advise, we all came to the conclusion, we advised Fairbrand that if the board would approve this tonight, that probably in the near future, change orders will probably be on approval, just because of the lump sum, but I think it's a good faith on our part, gesture-wise, to approve this and allow them to continue that work. If not, we're just gonna delays after delays. They've made up, let's just say, they've made up for the
time lost.
For the time lost. They've been working the, that's all.
Any more questions?
No, I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Bob,
Yes.
Scott,
Yes.
Virgil.
Yeah.
Vanessa. Yes. Ryan.
Yes.
Mike.
Yes.
Second item, Curry Construction pay estimate number 25 for $459,308.63. We think we'll approve that. Authorize mayor to sign it.
So, big motion, we pay that.
Last item, Midwest Asphalt.
Yes.
Oh, go ahead, vote.
Yes.
Virgil.
Yes.
Vanessa. Yes. Ryan.
Yes.
Mike.
Yes. Now I'm getting in a hurry. Midwest Asphalt pay estimate number 8, $530,937.57.
I'll make the motion.
They're doing a good job too.
Bob.
Yes.
Scott.
Yes.
Virgil.
Yeah.
Vanessa. Yes. Ryan.
Yes.
Mike.
Yes.
That's it. Thank you.
Here recently, I've happened to notice, but at our war memorial up there, Thomas Park, we're missing one. We need to include a memorial for, I want to say, the Middle East conflicts with Iraq, Afghanistan, so on and so forth. Vanessa, I'd like to know, would you be willing to help gather names for such a monument?
I could. Somebody can guide me in the right direction.
Huh?
I said I could.
Okay.
You know.
I'd like, if you would, before the next board meeting, could you possibly get a hold of the, like, Leverage, Adams Memorial, all that, just want to take a look at what those memorials look like, and try to get us a price on what the stone would be, and letter, an idea on the lettering.
From who? Leverett? What'd you say?
Well, from like Leverage or Adams Memorial or something.
Okay, I know Mitch.
I don't know if the cabinet place could supply something that large, polished or not, I don't know, but if you could take care of that, I'd appreciate it, because, we need to get something on it.
Okay. I'll give a tip.
Sounds good.
Bid opening for 2013 Ford Interceptor.
Mike, how much did you put in?
You got three.
Say there.
$800. Jack Clifton.
Just what you need another car.
Oh, I thought you were saying.
$12,000. Yeah, $1,200.
Get ready to take hold.
Don't even know that on there.
You already lost, Jack.
That's all right. You just running it up.
Jack was just starting. And Josh Clifton, 950.
Boy.
Well, you try to cover bases, wasn't you?
No, that's actually Josh's bid. I was looking at it for mom. He bought that for himself.
You say Tim Wells, was it 1,200?
A lot bigger, son. Wow.
No,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's what I meant.
Yeah.
Well,
The That's right?
No.
1200.
$1,200. Top bid is $1,200 from Tim Wells of Armstrong, Illinois. Need a motion to accept.
I'll say.
Tim Wells.
It's Chris's
Timmy.
son.
It's Timmy.
Bob.
Yes.
Scott.
Yes.
Virgil.
Yeah.
Vanessa. Yes. Ryan.
Yes.
Mike.
Mm-hmm.
Intergovernmental agreement with Westville Belgian Sanitary District for the area between Ross Lane and Arlington Drive. We had a meeting the other day with the sanitary district from Westville, Belgium, and they were kind of worried that we was trying to purposely encroach on them. So we kind of came up with an agreement on further development in that area. The only access they have for our development is actually Arlington Drive. They have a pump station down at the end of Arlington Drive. And they're planning to overhaul that system, so we told them if everything develops back there in that larger area, we would get with them and be fiscally responsible either to go over there and tap into that lift station or divert it back and bring it into Tilton. And they was fully in agreement with that. West side of the road, they do not have a sewer system close to that development area. It's like a half a block away. And they really had no argument, being we have a larger footprint there as far as the sewer system is concerned, so. I just need a motion to accept that intergovernmental agreement with Westville Belgium Sanitary District.
Bob.
Yes.
Scott.
Yes.
Virgil.
Yeah.
Vanessa. Yes. Ryan. Mike.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not.
Next thing up is an intergovernmental agreement with Danville Township. They are requesting that we enforce our zoning for 1.5 miles. And with this agreement, we've also expressed to them, they're more than welcome. We will add a Danville Township representative to the zoning committee, so they can have some say in the zoning, our 1.5 mile zoning outside our corporate limits. They have some situations coming up. They really would like for us to enforce the zoning within that 1.5 mile area. So I need a motion to accept the intergovernmental agreement with Danville Township for our zoning.
Bob.
Yes.
Scott.
Yes.
Virgil.
Yes.
Vanessa. Yes. Ryan.
Yes.
Mike.
Yes. Go ahead. Yeah. I need a motion to go into executive session.
Second.
All right.
Oh, hold on. Second.
You know these out
I did. Community center sounds like.
Ryan, second.
Gas.
Bob,
Yes.
Scott,
Yes.
Virgil.
Yes.
Vanessa. Yes. Ryan.
Yes.
Mike.
Yes. People out there now.
Ready? Okay, I'm gonna try and make this work. Need a motion, for the purchase of a house at, I believe it's 211 West Fifth.
Yep.
And sign the contract with the lady that owns it for, December.
Second.
Bob,
Yes.
Scott,
Yes.
Virgil.
Yep.
Vanessa. Yes. Ryan.
Ryan.
I said yes. Mike.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're already keeping the garage on there, right?
Yeah, that's what we talked about.
It's not.
Police department has two candidates possibly, they want to be able to send them to the SWIC PTI. I need a motion.
Second.
Second if you need it.
Vanessa, Scott. Bob,
Yes.
Scott,
Yes.
Virgil.
Yep.
Vanessa. Yes. Ryan.
Yes.
Mike.
Yes.
Got it. Mike, got anything? Right.
No, I just wanted to reiterate what, Mike said about everybody, be sure to get the turkeys. I don't know how many's out there.
I have got one.
I got,
Where do I take them?
yes. And,
Do I need a leash on it?
what? Leave.
Yeah, it is. That's fine.
It takes, it takes 8 or 10 at least.
What do they have to weigh?
We got that little.
It's just not
You
there.
ain't gonna find one less than 12 pounds, 13 pounds.
Around 12, 13 pounds is
Yeah,
about.
I look, find one less than 13, I couldn't find.
Yeah, because if you get too many big ones, they don't cook. So, yeah, they get them all about the same size, when you cook them all.
Myers got them, or had them for 59 cents a pound, that's a pretty good buy. And the 17th, week after the senior dinner, it's employees, party subpoenas at 4 o'clock.
That it?
That's it.
You got anything, Lauren?
I just,
Yeah.
next month's board meeting is December 14th. It's always the second
You changed it.
Thursday in December. No,
Because
we always move it up when we get into.
That's what I mean, you're changing it.
No,
That's not gonna change.
Move it.
reminding.
no, you got. Cash, you got anything?
I got it.
Bob?
Somebody brought up a suggestion. When we have the lights over at the ballpark, I know they have a donation box about a QR code reader where somebody can go on that way to donate, rather than having to have cash or money there.
Probably getting all paid.
Yeah, we already have, only have one, I think.
I mean, if you have.
If you have one for the ATV park, you have one for donations.
Well, I did fancy printer, print one off, and post it.
Yeah. And staple it. Then somebody asked about on Route 1 by the entrance there by Molly's and all that, a light, better lighting out there on Route 1. That's a state. I know it's states, I don't.
Someone brought that up a while back too.
Where?
By Molly's. That entrance right there, Route 1, the coming in and out, the crew grid.
It's hard to see that intersection.
Yeah. Amber didn't pay their bill, so they can't put up the lights on.
Well, they're supposed to put.
They did, the lights are already up.
Should be on, there's 3 lights up.
Is there? Right there on the.
But did they run all the way around one?
Yeah, they're around the corner, Taylor around one, I'm pretty sure.
They just got it on a dimmer.
Yeah, they
What-
they look a little weird.
What the whole thing is when they go down there, they go to Molly's place and all that. They see the big sign and they don't pay attention that the drive's there and they blow past it. is what's happening. So they're thinking if they had a light there to shine the intersection up, that they're gonna see it first.
Well, they were talking about one intersection, not the. whole
They just give
mall.
us the sign.
They were talking about just Route 1 and.
At the drive.
Yeah, the highway, is that, okay.
That's what I said. We want to light that drive up so people don't go by.
Yeah, they just think it's Amherst driveway.
That, go ahead.
Scotty. Vanessa. Public. You got other? Okay. Well, we already covered that, so it appears we need a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
And then I can go work on my notes.
I'll second.
See you next month.
Yes.
Yes.
Mike and I are ready to go.
Yes. Say yes.
No.
Brian.
You know,